I can now fly 5 drones if the ship has the bandwidth. What I mean by that is, if your ship is going to run drones, you need to have enough space in your drone bay to fit some ships. As you can see, I've got a number of acolytes there. Those are all ones that we've made already. And the ship itself needs to have enough bandwidth. And you can see on the screen here, it's got 25 megabit per second, which means light drones use 5 megabits each, so I can run 5 of them. So your ship needs to produce enough. If I swap over to the Pioneer, you can see that. There we go. And the Pioneer is a fantastic ship, and I absolutely love it. But the Pioneer only has 20 megabits per second, so the maximum it's ever going to run is 4 drones, 4 light drones. And you can see that I've made a few with the loot, with the salvage loot that I've been getting. I've been making some rigs, and let's have a quick look in the stuff that we've got in the station. Here we are. So there's a pile in the dump pile. There is almost 5.5 million in the sell pile. I think one of the videos that's coming up in the near future is going to be a trip to the trade hub, and we have almost 5 million in ship bits and bobs. I suspect I'm going to sell some of these acolytes, but yeah, there we are. We're looking, there is a concept in Eve called a hangar fit, which is where you have a ship hull and you put whatever you've got lying around in the hangar, and there's a slightly less polite term for that as well. We are going to finish off these last few enforcer missions. I think there's 2 left to go, and we're going to maybe make a start on some of the Soldier of Fortune missions, which are the ones which are meant to prepare you for PvP. And where we are in the tutorial station, there shouldn't be too much PvP, but down the line we might go into some slightly saucier areas of space and make a start on that as well. So to start with, we're going to run a couple of these enforcer missions, and then we'll see how we go. But yeah, 8% of the way there. We are doing really well. So I've got to pick up a couple of VIPs, and I think I'm gonna do this in the Dragoon just because it's a lush ship. There we are. Okay, so let's accept the mission, and we are going to undock. It's in system, so it should be fairly straightforward. As is traditional, I've had a couple of glasses of wine, hence the occasional error when I'm editing these videos into something vaguely watchable. I'm hoping that my senior daughter Jazz is going to help me out with a little bit of the production stuff, so hopefully the quality will improve. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? There we go. Let's just tidy up the screen. Oh, see, this is an example of what happens when I fly these games a little bit with a little bit of wine on board. I detect no life signs within the habitation model, blah 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 blah. Let's approach Omar's stop. Omar's stop. It says Omar's stop there and Omar's spot there. That's kind of interesting. So that wasn't an error on my part, which is fairly usual. Let's launch some drones just in case. The Pioneer, even just with 4 drones, should be enough to run these missions pretty well. Make sure you have large collidable structure under the entity group selected in the overview settings. We have got that. That's what this little symbol here means. So yeah, that's looking good. I suspect when I get near this, it's going to trigger the launch of some rats. Look at that actual liquid ISK. We've got nearly 40 million in liquid ISK. That means we can start to buy some decent blueprints and what have you. Is there something to claim? Oh yeah. We'll talk about these. I've been running some Project Discovery missions while grinding mining. And Project Discovery is a nice little way of making a little bit of extra ISK, which is what we're all about, obviously. It's all about the money. Okay. So we've completed that mission. Oh, okay. So let's just head away a little bit. And let's just... Oh, the drones have taken a bit of damage. Gosh. Let's just align to something. Oh, gosh. We took a little bit of a hit there. That's okay. Nothing we can't handle. We brought our drones back on board and we took a little bit of damage to our shields there. A smart bomb notched into the hull of Le Fleur Inn sent at a blast wave that has damaged your ship. You should leave this area immediately. Okay. So that was a relatively straightforward, if slightly scary, introduction into PvE. Okay, here we go. Retrieve the VIPs, blah, 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 blah. Complete mission. You found only corpses. This will not sit well with their employers. Not at all. Damn! Exclamation mark. So let's just do the last, the second from last one. We have come across a narcotics ring that we suspect is helping fund the Devout's operations. Let us actually get into the Dragoon this time. Make your way to their warehouse and destroy it. Be ready for a fight too. So the stasis webifier is something that you fit to your ship, and if you target an enemy ship, you can use it to slow the ship down. So it's a bit like throwing a net over them. Some ships move too fast for you to hit, or they move too fast and they can move out of the range of your weapons. I don't think that's going to be critical this one, but we'll give it a try. The worst case scenario, you can always walk back in. Captain, I am unable to detect a weapon module required for this mission on your ship or in your inventory. You need to locate a weapon. So this is another one of those where we need to have a weapon fitted, even though I am going to not activate it. Ship fittings. Thankfully, I've got a spare high slot. Oh, don't say I haven't got a weapon. Or was it on the Pioneer? My clumsy clicking. So Peach's Pioneer. Okay, I don't have a weapon. Okay, so we're going to have to be a little bit clever here. Anything in the sell pile? Oh, there we go. So we've got a random weapon that I'm just going to fit on, and I'm going to put offline. So I think we're still meeting the challenge requirements there. Brilliant. So there we go. All right, bossy computer. Who knew AIs would be so tedious and frustrating? Oh gosh, I've done my. I've just launched out in the Pioneer. Gosh, the wine is quite strong tonight, which is fun. Yes, yes, yes. Come on now. Let me dock back up. So the civilian laser that I've been using to meet the mission requirements, I've obviously trashed it along the way. And I'll get another one before the next mission. Okay, so I fitted it and then didn't board the ship. doesn't make any sense, but hey. Okay, so in the cell, let's put the laser on. There we go, perfect. So the ship doesn't have enough CPU to bring it online anyway. Excellent. So I'm still meeting the game, the challenge criteria. There we go. This is all of the restrictions that we've already mentioned. So no guns, no missiles, no lasers, no Galente ships with their amazing drone bonuses. And also most of the time I'm a couple of glasses of wine in, which I think should be a consideration as well. There we go. Cheers, everybody. Maybe 3 glasses in. Here we go. Right then. Gosh, this Dragoon is beautiful. When I'm having my idle daydreams, if I was to actually fly around space, I'd love it to be in a ship that looked like this. There we go. So we've got a couple of random rats just to kill, which our drones should do in no seconds. Oh, it's not letting me target because I'm still warping. Oh no, distance. Right, let's close the distance. Okay. So we have a couple of modules here, drone damage amplifiers. They almost double the amount of damage that our drones do. So if we look on the fitting, you can see that we get, I think it's perhaps 85 DPS. So it's almost twice as much as the damage that we get in the Pioneer. So this bad boy does some decent damage. And I can target things out to 43 kilometers. Okay, so we have some targets. Let's just pop them. You'll see the drones fly off. Should power through these in relatively short time. Oh, we've got a little bit of drop. Excellent. Let's just take those on. So open cargo. Oh gosh. 3 more. I did level up some drone skills as well, so that our drones do a bit more damage and are a bit tougher. I think that's how they were able to survive that smart bomb in the previous mission. Excellent. Right, let's just salvage these bad boys. So, open cargo, and you'll notice that I've got 2 salvagers. So I can either salvage 1 wreck a bit quicker or 2 wrecks at the same time. Wow, metal scraps, thank goodness. Wondered what I was going to do without those. Okay. Oh, let's have a look at open cargo. So there should be less time slow boating around mission sites. Oh, goodness. There we are. Lovely job. Once we've run all of the initial agent missions, I definitely need to run to market to sell some stuff. I'll hopefully have an episode based on that at some point. Open cargo. Gosh, we're not even getting any decent salvage loot. I think the game, some of these missions predate a lot of the recent changes in Eve, so occasionally you'll get random rocks that you can't mine normally in high sec and things like that. But excellent. There we go. I should be quite disappointed if all we get is a big lump of metal scraps, but it is looking that way. So the salvages work out to 5k, but you have to be within 2.5k to open the wrecks and see what the loot fairy has dropped for you. I could probably have turned off my afterburner as well. Let's recall the drones, so return to drone bay. So we're ready to roll through the acceleration gate. Okay, so some fairly useless salvaging there. Narcotics warehouse. I think this is what we've got to destroy, so let's launch some drones in preparation. Let's orbit it at 15k. There we go. And turn on the AB and the shield booster. Let's kill the rats bit. So I'm hitting F to target each one. I'm left clicking the mouse on the target and hitting the F button to send the drones to attack. I suspect when we pop the narcotics warehouse there's going to be some other bits and bobs. Yep, I want some more rats. As a new player, if you didn't know about the ship tree and the fact that you can train a few skills and launch some fairly tough little ships, you may well lose a sort of starter frigate or two doing some of these. As long as the key thing is to keep moving, so orbit rather than just warp in and then park somewhere in space, or if you're fighting another player, the idea is to sort of keep within the range of your guns while hopefully being out of the range of their guns. So the more, either by skills or by the choice of the guns, you can improve the range of your damage. So the drones, currently the drones, I think they go up to about 40 kilometers. So we can kite quite a lot of damage. Kiting is doing damage at distance. Most of the weapons that do the most damage work up close and personal. So I think the artillery, which does the most damage, is within 1 or 2 kilometers, depending on the type. There we go, we've got some nice wrecks there. So let's just open the cargo. Also, there are different damage types, but that will become apparent as we roll through. Let's keep the afterburner on. The Bloodhouse Raider wreck. The Blood Raider warehouse wreck, excuse me. That was like a tongue twister for a second. I'm going to salvage these wrecks and see what loot drops. I think you get some drugs from the warehouse, which have their own place in-game lore. Hopefully we'll get some vaguely useful loot out of the wrecks here, otherwise that's a slightly sorry state. Excuse the slow boating around. How exciting! Let's just see what we get from the Blood Raider warehouse wreck. Nothing at all. Excellent. Oh, it's Blood Raider rookie. Sorry, I thought there was some loot in there. absolutely diabolical. Let's see if there's if we get any decent salvage from the warehouse. I suspect not. Oh my goodness. I think this mission must go back right to the early days of Eve. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wrecks with something in it. Shall we make a bet as to what that is? Let's see if we can do 2 wrecks at once. In my main character, I don't really get into PvP. There are plenty of videos on YouTube showing some absolutely fantastic PvEers. I think you've just got to be philosophical about it when you're playing for real. You know, some days you are the miner, other days you are the rock, and you've just got to. The golden rule in Eve is don't undock with anything that you're not prepared to lose. So don't put all of your possessions in one ship, and don't spend every ISK you've got on a ship, because chances are it will go poop at some point, which makes life interesting. So my philosophy of salvaging everything seems to be becoming a little bit of a cropper with this game. Fantastic. Excuse me, with this mission. Absolute waste of space. Okay. Just to add insult to injury, some wrecks don't even drop a lump of metal scraps. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. I think it's probably safe to say that these last 3 wrecks are going to be absolutely useless. But hey, it's better to travel hopefully than to arrive, I guess. Place your bets. Oh, how exciting. Awesome. Awesomely useless. But hey, we will recycle it into some titanium. Oh, hello. Fantastic. And an acolyte. Absolutely superb. 14,500 ISK worth of absolutely random drops. But hey. Yeah, please don't reflect on my tradition of salvaging everything. It is worth it mostly. Clearly that mission it wasn't. Okay, there's a few. Let's just show info. Okay, so there's a couple of rookie ships and a couple of frigates hovering around. Okay, so we get a little bit of ISK. Complete mission. Okay. We might let's have a look. We might just... we could possibly go over the 40 million liquid ISK mark, which would be kind of fun. Okay, request mission. Let's have a look-see. We've got him this time. Yay! Follow these coordinates to catch the devout once and for all. Note that he will be heavily guarded by his cohorts. If your shield and armor are depleted and you're close to taking hull damage, warp out immediately. You can either dock at a nearby station and pay its repair shop to fix your ship, or you can use an armor repairer module while in space. So this one is 2 jumps away in Chavon. We're going to get a Punisher, which again I think is a ship that has 0 drone space, so will be of limited use for us. I think no, it's got quite a little cargo hold as well. I think it's one of the fastest frigates, so we might use it for some stuff along the way, and we could potentially end up with about 600,000 ISK. So yeah, if we do this one, we should just click over into the 40 million liquid ISK. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, so let's do some jumps. When I was zipping around earlier on, I completed the daily tasks. So today's daily tasks were complete 3 jumps and destroy 25 non-capsuleers. This ship is really good at running through a few of the PvE missions, and that'll be another video as well. So we need to do we need to finish up the tutorial missions. We need to have a going to market video, and we need to have a grinding the PvE missions video as well. So hey, this stuff is writing itself. I better get lots of wine in. There we go. I'm also going to try and edit some of these longer videos down into shorter videos, so perhaps with less warping and transitioning type shots. And I might even make another, perhaps the main channel with the shorter videos, because the longer videos tend to be a harder sell to YouTube. If anybody wants to sponsor me, please drop me a line. I'm up for bribes and gratuitous capitalism as required. So here we go. We're in Chavon. Warp to site. This is a 1 security mission, a 1 security system, 1.0. So I think this is one of the very, very basic starter systems. 15 people in local. Nobody's flashing as a suspect, so I think we should be relatively safe in here. Oh, a lot of little rats. Oh, did you see them? They popped up for a second. I suspect they're going to be the other side of this acceleration gate. Let's see if we can see the graphic of the acceleration gate. I think that's a great little bit of game effect. There we go. Oof, we're getting precariously close to the 40 million. Oh, hello. Oh, we are going. I thought we stalled out. Yeah, there was some really strange discon things that have been happening over the last few days. There was a little bit of that in my last couple of videos. But there was also a big loss of service. I did wonder whether Eve had a DDoS attack or similar. But yeah, that was a little. We had extended downtime today. excuse me, yesterday, and a bit today. There we go. So I'm orbiting the acceleration gate. Let's orbit it at 10k. Let's turn on the shield and the afterburner. Oh gosh, my drones went rogue then and attacked 2 different targets. Oh, and we've got some more rats coming in. Now, I'm instantly suspicious that these are going to be loaded full of metal scraps. Oh, we don't want to target the acceleration gate, do we? We want to orbit the acceleration gate. There we go. Not at 1 kilometer. Clumsy clicking. That was suspiciously easy. Let's go and open some of these. Why on earth have I locked the acceleration gate as a target? Clumsy clicking again. Apologies to anyone that doesn't like swallowing sounds. I'll figure out a way of muting the mic when I drink, because it'll happen a lot. Why are we going so... Oh yeah, we're slow boating, aren't we? So let's open this one. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going for metal scraps. Oof, Hornet. So that's a Caldari drone, which I don't know that I particularly use. I tend to use acolytes and hobgoblins, just because the word hobgoblin makes me chuckle a little. Oh, I missed a drop there. Oh, metal scraps, fantastic. So let's open the next one. Open cargo. And we are... Oh, we might even get a couple of ships salvaging as well. Okay, interesting. I suspect I'll be recycling that one at some point. Oh gosh, we are salvaging like crazy. That's ammunition for a laser, which obviously with the game criteria we're not going to ever use. Although as a good Amarian character, I obviously believe in lasers. Amarian ships tend to have a little boost to the power output, because lasers are really good weapons in game, because they don't use any ammunition, so you don't need to store lots of ammo in your hull, but you use a lot of power. Yeah, excellent. Let's see where those are on the meta. So, description of rolled tungsten compact plates. Adds to your ship mass, making it less agile and maneuverable, in addition to decreasing the factor of thrust gained from speed modules. So this makes your ship a little bit tougher. So it adds 40 hit points to your ship, but it makes it a bit heavier and slower as well. So it's tech level 1, meta level 1. So yes, those will be salvaged at my earliest convenience. Okay, so we are nearly done with this room. And what else have we got in here? Oh yeah, so with ammunition, normally with ammunition you have different ammunition has different ranges. It has different tracking speeds. So the faster your tracking speed means you can hit quicker targets. So generally frigates are the fastest moving ships. So you need weapons and ammunition with good tracking speed to hit frigates. But they also deal different types of damage sometimes as well, so that's something that we can look at. Oh good, another acceleration gate. Gosh, this is going to be fairly tedious. So let's orbit the gate at 5k this time, and let's hit these little bad boys. There we go. So come on, we've got four targets. How many lumps of metal scraps do we think we're going to get for these? Place your bets. Okay, so we've got 2 wrecks with loot in. Oh, and 2 without. What the heck, let's just orbit that one at 1 and loot it while we kill its brothers. Maybe cousins. Okay, brilliant. So 1, 2, 3 ranks with loot. The click that you can hear is me hitting the F key to get my drones to attack. So we've got 1 more hostile to kill, according to this little chart here. Okay, so let's open some of these. So open. Ooh, excitement. Actual drops. Brilliant. With the 2 salvagers, we're able to power through these at a decent rate. Have we got any bonus? Oh, we've got a couple. Oh, we might have a couple of unclaimed rewards, which we will look at in a minute. And we've got some loot in that one. Oh, we can turn off the shield as well because we'll let the capacitor charge up a little. I think, has this agent got 1 more mission for us? Is this 9 out of 10? 10 out of 10. Oh, this is the last mission with this agent. Oh, okay. That's good. There we go. I do wonder how the YouTube closed caption generator will cope with my slightly unusual, quirky Bristolian accent. Bristol is a big city in the west of England where everybody talks like a farmer or a Shakespearean idiot, which is kind of fun. Yeah, you might want to skip a minute in this video while I close in on these bad boys. Let's see what rewards we got there. Okay. A few Omega rewards, which are no use, but we've got 50,000 ISK, which is quite decent. We'll take that. Is my ship even moving? Yes, it is. Let's recall drones. Oops. Look at the graphics on that. That is gorgeous. Looks like the remains of the Death Star, doesn't it? All credit to Eve they have made us a very, very pretty game to play in. CCP games, rather, in Iceland. Yes, I am shamelessly sucking up to the bosses. Oh, that was some... I keep forgetting that this character isn't a Omega character. That's why I keep randomly clicking on the... I wish there was a way to turn off the... I get why CCP do it. They want us all to upgrade to Omega ultimately. But I think perhaps there should be an option in here to turn off Omega rewards. Just to stop the little notification indicator here. That's the closest I'm going to get to a little rant today. Today. I mean, tomorrow it might be different. Here we are. Are we getting some loot? Ugh. Who could have guessed? Okay, so our shield and armor is up to 100%. We are ready. We've got all of our drones on board. Let's hop across to the final bit of this mission. Is it going to give us the graphics? Oh wow, I love how the acceleration gate is in the middle of the remains there. Look at that. Beautiful. So we can activate the gate. Oh, we're still approaching it. We're 3.5 kilometers away. That's our ship there. Let's zoom in. And the acceleration gate has activated. Okay, so we have a base. Let's orbit that at 10k if we can. I have located your target in this area. He is not, in fact, inside the stolen Navy ship. I detect his life signs inside the stasis webifier tower attached to his outpost. So the stasis webifier outpost, the stasis webifier tower, launches an attack on your ship, which slows you right down. A bit like we were talking about the net effect from a stasis webifier module that you'll fit. So at some point our speed is oh, there we go, we are tracking disrupted, which means that we can't target quite as well. We can't target ships that are moving. Oh, that was surprisingly easy. It is causing a major slowdown in our velocity. Okay, so we are flat out at 287 meters per second. I'm going to put the afterburner on. I think I'm just going to blow up this this tower, the stasis tower anyway. Oh, it's telling me that I need to turn on my gun, which, oh, definitely not. You can see our drones are knocking between 40 and 100 points off the tower each time. Excellent. Oh, there we are. There's the devout. Let's ruin his day if we can. Okay. Let's approach him. I think, if I remember rightly, he's going to... Oh, no. There we go. We've killed him. Brilliant. So let's just salvage the last couple of wrecks. Okay, that was shockingly straightforward. We took virtually no damage, 2% damage to our shields. Our drones are all looking nice and shiny and new. Brilliant. I was convinced that there's one of these missions where you get some illegal products. And again, I think that's a bit of a holdover to a previous version of Eve, where if you tried to jump through the warp gates with these things in your hold, the in-game police would bust your nuts. I'm sure there's a much more polite way of saying that. Apologies. I keep checking this video is okay for under 18s. And then I keep using some adult terms. So if there is anyone under 18 who's unfamiliar with slightly vigorous language, I apologise. Oh, metal scraps, amazing. Zero sense. Nothing in that last ship either. Okay. So we've recalled our drones. I'm just going to salvage this last wreck and then we're going to walk back to the station. Excellent. There we go. I think we've done about half an hour on this video. And I aim to try and get them less than an hour. Ah, I know what I've done. Excuse me, I thought I was in the same system. Look at the graphics on that. That is just beautiful. I love how the Amarian ships and stations have that kind of vaguely sort of shiny golden look to them. Look at that. That is just stunning. This is a nice graphic here on the front of the ship. Drone ships tend to have a nice kind of shiny drone bay effect there. But I have noticed one or two ships that don't have a drone bay still have a similar effect. Probably just because it looks so pretty. There we go. And let's jump one more into Dipari. No extra rewards there. See that little green smudge in the distance there? I think that's the nebula in which the Galente live. Which is another example of the amount of detail that the amazing CCP coders put into the game. Let's see if we can find that again. There it is. And I think the reddish areas are the Minmatar. So this golden area is obviously Amar space. Oh, perhaps that's... Now I've given myself an extra little challenge to try and find the different bits of space. Super. Here we go. Click on the agent. We've got our Punisher. We've earned our 500,000, so we've gone over 40 million ISK. Excellent. Super. So we have done most of the initial... I keep calling them tutorial missions. They're not. They're sort of introductory missions. So we're going to have a go at the Soldier of Fortune missions as well. Let's tidy up our loot. So that is all going to get salvaged. So let's leave it in the item hanger. Got a couple of drones. Let's move them into the ship fittings. We've got a little bit of salvage there. That one we can use. We can definitely use the compact EM shield. Let's have a look. So that's 14. Okay, let's see what meta it is. Let's look at the info. Do you remember we said that the stasis webifier was a bit like a net? This enduring warp scrambler, if you target your enemy ship with one of these, it stops them warping away. So in theory, if you have a warp scrambler and a stasis webifier on your ship, and you target an enemy ship, it stops them warping away and stops them speeding up, so you can hit them with more damage. Let's have a look at the variations. So this is the top meta. I think we'll keep hold of that one. We might use that at some point, and we'll salvage those bad boys. So that goes in here. Okay, so we've got a nice pile of loot there.